It's me.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Welcome everyone to this session. Forgive my background noise. This session is Wikidata for Education, aligning the sum of all knowledge in school curriculum. Today's speaker is Ruby Dameshi. Sorry about that, Ruby. I tried. And
That's okay.
and today's trust and safety is Jesse. Yeah, Ruby, take us through.
Okay. Thank you so much. I don't know if you can see my screen. Just
Yes,
want to
we
make sure
can.
that we're
It's quite
okay.
clear. Yes, we can.
Thank you so much. My name is Ruby Damenshi Brown from Ghana, and I'm with Open Foundation West Africa, which is also an affiliate of the Wikimedia movement. Early part of this year, we got contacted by the education team at the Wikimedia Foundation about the Wikidata for Education project, which they would want to implement in Ghana. And part of the strategy was to get key stakeholders to implement this project at the local level, and we're more than happy to express our interest to be part of the project. What makes us really excited about this project is the fact that it is the first of its kind and it brings such a relief to our education system, as this will enhance online learning by making available resources which align with our curriculum easily accessible by all. This model, when successful, can also be implemented in other countries, as there are many countries who could benefit from this kind of innovation. We are happy to be working with other partners on this project as a project manager, and part of our role as a project manager will be to coordinate the Wikimedia communities in Ghana to organize a hackathon to test out and improve the data model for global scale and ensure that it is user friendly. We are not doing this project alone. We have other stakeholders involved, and that includes UNESCO, Wikimedia Ghana User Group, Ghana Society for Education, which is GZ, International Bureau of Education, National Council for Curricular Assessment, and the Ghana Library Authority. So why Wikidata for Education project? What is this whole project about? So I'll be sharing with you in a few minutes how the project seeks to look like, how it intends to bridge the knowledge gap on in our how it intends to align our Ghanaian curriculum on Wikidata. So we all know that the emergence of COVID-19 pandemic in 2020 put learners and teachers at risk in a traditional face-to-face manner of learning. And this necessitated distance or online learning. But was our education system really prepared for this kind of learning? No, due to lack of infrastructural support to function or for use. Similar situation hit most parts of the world, and a lot of countries were unprepared to take advantage of the opportunities that we have in open educational resources to support and continue learning during such crisis. In the wake of all this, UNESCO recommended the use of open educational resources as a solution. In that same framework, the Wikimedia Foundation proposed to build capacity in education system by making this kind of data about our curriculum open. And that meant that it included adding it on Wikidata so that the aligned open educational resources can be easily found, adapted, and used by teachers and students as well as caregivers. In a nutshell, this whole project, the Wikidata for Education project, seeks to document our Ghanaian curriculum in a digitally usable format to establish a data model with Wikidata and Wikibase to enable easy aligning of our national curriculum to Wikimedia project. And this will make such information more discoverable for learners and educators. So someone might ask, what is the benefit of doing all this? There are enormous benefits that this project seeks to bring, and that includes making data about our curriculum readily available and in a machine readable, which means that both humans and machines can make meaning out of it. And also would enable developers to create innovative solutions to our educational challenges. It also seeks to create an educational portal with curated content from Wikimedia Projects and other open educational resources that align with school curriculum. It will also help make it easy for educational stakeholders to do comparative analysis of our curriculum in a global scale. It also seeks to support the Wikimedia volunteers editing community to improve content related to school curriculum. It also intends to support countries in Sub-Saharan Africa to provide quality teaching and learning materials to all students and comply with UNESCO's Open Educational Resource recommendation. It also seeks to improve the capacity of the education system to provide a contextualized learning opportunity. And lastly, it also seeks to close knowledge gap on wiki projects through strategic alignment of content on Wikimedia projects with localization needs of school systems. So, who is involved? As we all know, imagine a world in which every single human being can freely share in the sum of all human knowledge. This vision can be achieved is being achieved by the Wikimedia movement, which is made up of a totality of people, activities, and values which revolve around Wikimedia sites and projects. And that includes Wikimedia Foundation, its affiliates, chapters, user groups, and organization. And this also includes individual volunteers who organize and contribute to Wikimedia projects. And there are a number of Wikimedia projects, as you can see on the screen. So, what is Wikidata? Someone may be asking, what exactly is Wikidata? So, Wikidata is a structured data which is free and open. So it also links to other Wikimedia projects and open resources, open educational resources, which are external. So Wikidata, like I already said, is a structured data. And how this is how Sally will read something on Wikidata. For instance, you put country, it says country name, Ghana, region, West Africa, life expectancy in 1998, 57. So this is how you read information that is put on Wikidata in a more structured way, unlike, let's say, a big text on Wikipedia, which is not structured. So, meanwhile, when reading a Wikipedia article about Ghana, the machine is unable to make accurate meaning because a Wikipedia article consists of text, paragraphs with no structured data. And we all know how Wikipedia article looks like. So that kind of way that is presented on Wikipedia is not so structured because it's made up of all these text, paragraphs, and a whole lot of things that comes together to make that Wikipedia article. And with such information, a computer cannot make a distinction between the kinds of information that are in there. Even though the Wikipedia article has, let's say, the name Ghana, it has the number of years it has lasted, where it's located, West Africa, and all that. Computers are not able to pick significant information from such kind of data. But what makes it able to pick that kind of information is when it's presented in a more structured way, like we saw in the previous slide. So, what is the whole thing about? If we want to be able to make the machine read the information on Wikipedia article, then Sally will have to put the information in a structured way using Wikidata. Example of putting a structured putting data on Wikidata in a structured way is you say, okay, country, Ghana, life expectancy in 1998, then you put it inside. So if you put information in that way, the computer is able to make use of it. So as many structured information about Ghana can be put on Wikidata for use. So once the way, now Sally, in the more structured way that Sally had done, as you saw in the previous slide, answer, the computer will be able to find that information updated by the community. So once Sally goes there and he sees that, oh, he wants a more specific information, he will ship them. And the amazing thing is that this information on Wikidata can be found in about 300 different languages. So an example is if you ask the computer, hey computer, can you show me all the countries in West Africa that have a population of over 10 million? It will be able to show you one, as long as that information has been put in by different people and it's up to date. It also, this is also the way that AI tools like Siri, if you use an iPhone, you can say, Siri, hey Siri, what is the capital town of Uganda? And it's able to give you that information. The only reason it's able to, Siri is able to give you that information because it has been structured somewhere, and that is where it picks up those information. Additionally, Wikidata is able to describe the relationship between things in the world. So it's able to link different aspects of things. If you go on Wikidata, Q items are have unique number. So Q items are things like name of people, name of country, and a whole lot of things. These items have a unique number, and the concept for Wikidata are also linked to other databases such as library database, internet movie database, and etc. So there are a whole lot of database that Wikidata links to, and they are also linked back to the Wikidata. So there's a whole lot of information that you can get beyond just looking at one Wikipedia article. You might not find that kind of information when you are searching on Wikipedia, but when you search on Wikidata, it's able to give you those kind of linkages. It's able to visualize it for you. So as you can see on the screen, Michael Essien has a unique number of Q959620. And the property says citizenship. So citizenship is like a property. What's the property? Okay, so we want to know the citizenship of Michael Essien, which is what? Ghana. If we want to find other footballers who are connected to Ghana, it would be able to find you all the footballers who are from Ghana if you use the property citizenship to search for footballers in Ghana. So this is very interesting. The interesting thing is that Wikidata can be read by both humans and computers, and it makes sense of the information on it. And this it automatically enhances access to different pieces of relevant information. Like I already mentioned before, a Wikipedia article will not really make sense to a computer or an AI tool. So putting it on Wikidata makes sense to both humans and then the computer as well. So, how is this project intended to improve the accessibility and quality of educational resources? And as we can see, it's in four stages. The first stage is um, The project will support Wikimedia volunteers, editing community to improve content related to the school curricula. So we look at the school curricula. What are some of the contents that that are missing? What are the ones that are on it? How can we improve the existing ones? So this is what the first stage seeks to look at: aligning the curriculum in a model, and then finding where the gaps are, and then building those information on Wikidata. And this will be done by the Wikimedia community. The second step will be to create an educational portal with content from Wikimedia Projects and other educational resources that align with the school curricula. So this educational portal will bring other educational resources on board. And this gives educational stakeholders the ability to do a comparative analysis of a curricula on a global scale, as seen in step 3. So stakeholders can look through, okay, so how does the Ghanaian curriculum link with that of, uh, let's say, Burkina Faso? What are the similarities? They're able to see where the similarities are. They're able to compare different curriculums with, let's say, how is the curriculum in, let's say, Nigeria helping, or what are some of the gaps? How can they learn from Ghana? So these are some of the ways that stakeholders can compare. Why is let's say, Uganda's education system so advanced? What can we learn from it? So if this kind of data is open, stakeholders can learn from each other and see where they can improve, or adapt to some of strategies that are being implemented in other countries. And lastly, the advantage here is data about curriculum becomes readily available and machine readable. And this creates a great opportunity for developers to innovate solutions in our educational system. So making data available is very key. Developers can innovate in that aspect. So here is an example of how this would look like on Wikidata. On my left side, for instance, the topics are linked. You can see that it says, give me a list of all mountains in Ghana. You see that it gives you mountains. The kill item is mountain. You see that it has a unique number, mountain. Which country? Ghana. So you see that it's plotted all the country, and you can find all that information easily because this information has already been put on Wikidata, and it's easy to get that result. Like I said, you can't find it on Wikipedia. If you go to Wikipedia and you say, give me all the mountains in Ghana, you can't dig that kind of information on Wikipedia. And as much as Wikipedia is important, but put it in a structured way gives you access to all the articles about mountains in Ghana. It gives you access from Wikidata. That is how beautiful this project looks like. On the other hand, which is my right side, we have a property called curricular topics. So you ask Wikidata, give me a list of topics in science for fifth graders in Ghana, and you wouldn't be able to find this kind of information now. Why? Because this kind of information has not been documented or imputed on Wikidata. So this is actually where the gap is, and that is the work that we are going to do, is to put all these content of our curriculum on Wikidata in a way that if someone asks, give me a list of topics in science for fifth graders in Ghana, it's able to give you all the topics easily. So here is a hypothetical scenario of what we are looking at. For instance, we've shown the topic of Ashanti people, and you see that the Ashanti people as a topic or a curriculum is linked to three different curriculum. You can see that we find it in Central Board of Secondary Education in India. You can find that same topic in Alabama, KG 12 education, and then it's also already in Ghana curriculum. So we're able to see that, oh, even this topic it's linked to these other two curriculum, which is not even about Ghana. So when actual data structuring will be completed, we'll be able to find the various linkages of topics and their association in different curriculums. And you might be even amazed that there might be places where some of our topics can be linked to that we may not even know. We may not even have known. So the whole thing is there are no standard way of how to do this on Wikidata, but this is just like an example. After the structuring is done, we can find the gaps, which topics or items are missing, and which part of the Ghanaian curriculum that we can target them to be added. So once it's aligned and we find those gaps, we find those articles that need more content to meet up to the standard that we are looking out for. We find other educational resources which also supports those information or articles, and then we include them in that data modeling. And also, whilst we are designing the curriculum on Wikidata, there will also be gaps. Which of the articles are missing and how do we add it? So this is where the community comes in. So this is just like a prototype. When you search, you're able to find, okay, so these are the regions where some of the curriculums are linked to and all that. So this is just like a mock prototype to help teachers navigate digital content aligned with their school curricula. So that brings me to the end of the presentation. I hope that you did um, learn something about Wikidata. I also have some videos to share. Like I mentioned, there are other stakeholders who are also involved in this project, and so I'll be sharing a video from Wikimedia Ghana and the GSET group, the Wikimedia in Residence, to also share their views and the role that they will be playing on the project. If you can hear me, let me know.
Hi, my name is Justice Okayalose, Program Manager for Wikimedia Ghana User Group and Team Lead for Wikidata for Education Program on behalf of the Wikimedia Ghana User Group. We are excited to be part of this program and we look forward to how the program will pan out as we try to digitize Ghana's curriculum onto Wikidata. When we were not of being part of this program, we were super excited because for us to collaborate with other Wikimedia partners and affiliates in Ghana to bring together this to collaborate with other Wikimedia affiliates in Ghana to massive project. Bring
Sorry, Ruby, the audio is breaking. Oh, oh, oh. Sorry, guys. Ruby has gone off, but I think she'll be coming back on. I think there's been some internet connectivity issues.
Going to be working on the campaign aspects of this program. This is an opportunity for us to run campaigns that is going to create content or improve content around
Ruby,
Wikidata
you may need to
in
share your screen.
education around the Ghanaian new curriculum. And so this is fantastic news for us, and we can't wait for the program to kickstart and then the inputs that we would put in as a user group. We look forward to the support from all of everybody from the African region, especially the Ghanaian community. And we can't wait for the outcome of the program and to showcase what we've done so that it could be replicated across regions and countries. We are super excited because campaigns is something that we are usually running. We've run several campaigns since we started in 2012. And so this is not going to be new. But because of the uniqueness of this program, we are excited at the outcome because once this goes well, we know that education in Ghana is going to be massively improved with this new digitization methods that we are employing using Wikidata.
I look
I look
forward
forward
to
to
hearing
hearing
from
from
everybody
everybody
on if they have
if they have
questions
questions
for
for
us,
us,
if they
if
have
they have
suggestions,
suggestions,
and we
and
will
we
look
will look
forward
forward
to
to
our
our
partners
partners
and the
and the
Wikimedia
Wikimedia
Foundation
Foundation
to a
to a
successful program at the end. Thank you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to my session on curriculum digitization. I'm Andrew Lelate, and I'm the Wikimedia in residence with Ghana Society for Education Technology, GSET. We are all part of a project by Wikimedia Education Team as part of the UNESCO Global Education Coalition. And I'm happy to let you guys know what GSET will be working on as part of this project. And I'll also talk to you guys about digitization in simple terms. And then in subsequent sessions, as you guys follow the project that we are working on, we'll have detailed explanations to everything that we'll be working on. So let's look at what GSET is doing on this project. So GSET will host and manage the technical experts on data modeling who will provide support to the education systems partner, the education team, and the Wikidata for Education Working Group on the processes and tools for structured data, data extraction, data science, and data modeling. We're also going to manage a research and development budget that will be utilized by the Wikidata for Education team to conduct research on national curricula and incorporate it into the data model as and when needed. We are going to host an experienced Wikipedian on Wikidata identified by the Wikidata for Education Working Group, Wikimedia's education team, and in consultation with the education systems partner. We are going to provide curriculum expertise to provide guidance to the experts in the Wikidata and data modeling for the Wikidata for Education project. We're also going to organize a 2-day teacher training event for public and private school teachers. We are actually looking at 100 teachers, honestly. We're also going to coordinate with a community partner to involve trained teachers in content campaigns designed and implemented by the community partner. We're also going to support in developing educational outcomes for teachers and learners, outlining the curriculum-related challenges for educators and learners in the Ghana education systems, and the approaches Wikidata for Education can adopt to address the identified challenges. These are the things that we are going to do as GSETs. And I'm super excited that I've been selected as a Wikimedian in residence to work on this project along with all stakeholders on this project. Let's take a look at what digitization is, because that is the essence of this particular project. So when we take a look at this particular slide, you're able to see how a book has now become available digitally, all right? And the process is through digitization. When we say digitization, what we are saying is that the data that is present in tangible documents or books or papers will go through a process either as data entry or we scan the information from this document and have them digitally available in databases or spreadsheets. In simple terms, that is digitization. So digitization is us having the data in these tangible documents in digital formats on databases or in spreadsheets. All right. And as part of this project, we are taking the Ghana Senior High School curricula and we are taking the data in there and making them available in Wikidata, which is our structured database system. All right. So the essence of doing this is that when we're able to have the data in the curricula available in Wikidata, already we are having Wikidata as the central system or the central database, structured database, where all other Wikimedia sister projects, including Wikipedia, Wikicommons, Wikivoyage, Wikiversity, all keep and store their data and also use the data in there to provide information to the wider audience that is already benefiting from this free platform or this open source platform. And so, what we are trying to achieve is that institutions that are producing open educational resources will be able to have access to this data on Wikidata to be able to build systems in the form of applications that will allow for curriculum alignment in the sense that the knowledge or the information that is presented within these open educational resources aligns with the curricula for that particular country. A scenario where anyone who wants to learn content or who wants to adapt their content for different countries or regions will be able to have access to what the standards are and be able to align their curricula to that information. So that is what we want. That is what we want to achieve out of this project. All right. And so what are we saying? That since the impact of COVID-19, most countries have digitalized their educational system or their educational approach, but not everyone has digitized the information that is available, that is within their curriculum. Hence, standards across open educational resources might not necessarily align with their curricula, but then it might be close to it. Right. So this also makes it easy for the wider group of open educational resource developers to be able to um, have access to curricular information from different countries to be able to produce content that will suit different countries or regions. All right, so let's take a look at what digitization is not. So digitization is not digitalization, where we say that digitalization is where we take a business function or an actual process that we have, we usually take that usually takes place physically and make it a virtual experience. For example, we go to school, physical school, sit in the classroom with teachers and our fellow colleagues. We have books in front of us and we learn. When we digitalize this process, that is where we use applications such as Zoom, Google Meets. We also record sessions on Loom or any other platform, or we even have YouTube videos, and we are able to still maintain the whole educational experience where a teacher or an instructor teaches, and then a learner or a student learns, and also contributes to the information. So, where we have virtual meetings and virtual classes, this is digitalization. Even more so, where we actually take money, walk to a shop, purchase something. When we digitalize the process, we then use e-commerce platforms where we see the products. We have a process to add the what you want to buy to carts, and then you pay for the services and you have it delivered to you. So all of these processes are like represent digitalization. Now, digital transformation is where digitization and digitalization augment every process in the sense that we are able to achieve the goal that we set out to achieve because we've been able to digitize and digitalize that process. And so we're able to achieve what digital transformation. All right. So let's take a look at the benefits and challenges that we face here. All right. The benefits. This allows for digitalization, which leads to digital transformation. The fact that we have curriculum data on Wikidata, right, will allow the Wikidata community, other developers out there, and the Open Educational Resource Network, as well as all other educators and learners or developers out there, to be able to extract that data, to be able to build applications that will align with the curricula across different regions. All right. Second point is that we have low cost in the long term. This, when we look at this curriculum, we are going to see version control, distribution, collaboration, digitalization, and reduce carbon emissions. With version control, we are able to have different versions of the same documents stored in the databases, okay? And so we're able to go back to them every time. With distribution, we are able to share the data or the knowledge that we have to a lot of people so far as they have access to that database. With collaboration, we're able to allow other collaborators to join us to edit the content towards improving on it, reuse, and all of that, right? And even through collaboration, we're able to see because in that case, we're able to go back to what it was and what it is now. We're able to reduce extract the data to build applications that will benefit the global audience, right? So able to reduce carbon emissions. This is an indirect impact in the sense that because we've been able to digitize the able to cut the physical, let's say, involvement in creating the content,
Sorry, Ruby, you need to share your screen again. You had gone off a bit.
this work can be huge in the sense that we'll have to spend time to type out the information into the databases or extract the information into the databases. We may have to scan various documents and also have them available digitally. All right. So depending on the approach that is used, we might have a lot of processes or things to do. So it can be a lot of work. Then designing out digitalization based on dependencies and use cases. This is highly dependent on the data modeling and encoding approach that is used on this particular project. Because when you critically analyze this, you realize that based on the data model used, we are able to design out how we want to um, build applications on top of these data models to even allow for cross-country collaborations that will align with the curricula across the world. So it might be difficult for us to settle on one because different systems and bodies may have different approaches to data modeling. But at the end of the day, we'll be able to arrive at the goal that we set out to do. So agreeing on one standard is one of the challenges that we may face on this project. But we hope to have a fruitful one throughout this whole project. In conclusion, I'll say that the digitization of educational content, especially the curricula, will lead to the digitalization of the education community such that developers or curators, learners and instructors will be able to actively participate in education irrespective of the mode of access. When we didn't really expect COVID-19 to attack us when we're all not ready for a digital transformation, especially within the educational sector. But then it's all good, right? Isn't it? So what we have experienced now with COVID is that we've seen a lot of governments digitalize the educational experience. However, we are now about to digitize the curricula that we have so that other open educational resource communities will be able to develop content that aligns with the curricula out there. And we are hoping that through this project, the fact that we've been able to digitize um, the the content within the curricula into Wikidata, we'll be able to have developers to build systems, even artificially intelligent systems that will be able to support easily with curriculum alignment, especially with open educational resources. And so we have a whole array of benefits to actually see, like get from this particular project. And I look forward to your continued participation in this project. This session doesn't actually end here. It actually continues beyond Wiki Indaba, and I look forward to collaboration from other community members who will be able to support, who have experience with digitizing curricula or information, who have experience with databases, who know how we can go about engaging other stakeholders, including teachers and other bodies, others who can also support with database infrastructure, those who can also support with providing other tutorials or lessons or an avenue for me to speak on their sessions. I'm looking forward to all those opportunities, and even those who would like to collaborate on a white paper for us to publish this to, so that the global community can benefit from this. I can't wait to have everyone supporting this project. My name is Andrews Niawelate once again, and I'm the Wikimedian in residence with Ghana Society for Education Technology as part of this project that has been put together by Wikimedia Education Team as part of the UNESCO Global Education Coalition. My email is wir@gset.org and brainiq7.u@gmail.com. I look forward to collaborating with everyone and anyone on this project. And so let's have a very fruitful session. And I can't wait to see what you guys would like us all to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Andy. That was a very wonderful presentation. And so I believe that we all have an idea of what the challenge that this innovation seek to address and how beneficial it is in today's world, especially with the emergence of COVID-19. I'll open the floor for any questions. If there are any questions, you can let us know, and I'll
Thank
be
you,
happy to
Ruby.
address it.
There were some questions in the Q&A. I'll just read them, even if Andrew had given some answers in the chat. Erina, that is me, had asked, Ruby, do you face duplication of topics since there is no standard way of
Ruby, do
writing
you
topics?
face duplication of topics since there
Yeah.
are no standard way of writing the topic? Um, there's a standard way of writing the topic, like we showed in the presentation. We are going to design the Ghanaian curriculum. For instance, that's what we're doing. The Ghanaian secondary curriculum on Wikidata. And so that is the structure. If we design the curriculum on Wikidata, the curriculum has topics, and its topics has subjects, like other topics underneath it. So all these topics, let's say science, all the topics under science, all the topics under maths will be documented on Wikidata in a model form. And then we'll find the linkages, let's say to Wikipedia. How many of the science topics can be linked to Wikipedia? Which ones are missing? We link those ones, and then the ones that are missing, the community write content about those ones and add it to it. We also link it to other open educational resources which are online. And so you will not just have maybe a Wikipedia article talking about a topic under science, but you also have access to other educational resources that links to that particular topic. So this is how the format is going to look like. So we build all those uh, we build all that in a form of a model that when you pick Ghanaian curriculum, you'll be able to know all the topics under science, all the topic under geography, all the topic under um, life skills, whichever one it is that you pick, you'll be able to find it. So that's how the structure looks like. Any other question?
There's another question.
Do
Do you also
do you also
document?
document
Yeah.
curriculum content versus topic? I think that should have answered this question. That is exactly what we are doing. So we are picking the secondary school curriculum, and then we will put it on Wikidata. That is what exactly we are doing. Can this project help in digitalization of both Africa and foreign curriculum? Of course. This project is novel. It's the first of its kind. We've not seen anyone doing it. So the whole idea is that once we are successful in doing this, this project can be replicated in other parts of the world, especially now that most people are in need of such resources. Now that we have COVID-19 and a lot of in-person learning have to reduce because of the COVID. People are home. So how do they access their curriculum when they are home? How do they access educational books, like resources that are in the secondary school libraries? They are not able to access all these resources when they are home. So having this in that format where they will be able to access it, anything that they need digitally without having to pay for it, is a very great achievement, and we're looking forward to other countries replicating the same thing. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Ruby, for that response. There is another question in the chat. What about projects that were done as hard
Any
copies?
more
Do you?
questions?
Yes, Ruby, do you hear me? There's a question. What about projects that were done as hard copies? Do you consider such projects and how? What about copyright issues?
Okay, someone says we are digitizing the content, which means we will convert the hard copies into digitalized version. Not necessarily converting the hard copy into this digitalized format. What we are doing is that there are already existing open educational resources which are like in a already digitalized format. We are linking those. And then on Wikipedia, what we are going to do is that we are going to build these content on Wikipedia. I don't know if you get it. We are going to build all these content on Wikipedia. So those that are missing, topics that are missing, we're going to write them. So this is where the Wikimedia community comes in to write all these articles on Wikipedia. So let's say topics under science. We find the ones that can be found on Wikipedia, we link them. The ones that cannot be found on Wikipedia, we document them. Then we link it also to other open educational resources already existing online. I hope it's clear.
Yes, Ruby.
So this is important because usually students in secondary school rely on their libraries for studies, and how many of these students can even benefit from the libraries? Not to even talk about the fact that now that COVID has come and most of our students are working from home, they are not able to access libraries. So this is where we are going to build content on Wikipedia.
Sorry, we have lost Ruby there, and the session is soon coming to an end. Thank you for that presentation, Ruby. I see Andrew in the chat responding to people's questions. Thank you, Andrew.
So I think if they could get a table, I think that would be best for them so that they can go there and
Okay,
answer most of the
guys.
questions.
Yeah, guys, we can go to the lounge and continue this discussion on one of the
Is there any other
tables.
question? I think I still have some
Um,
few minutes.
we can go to the lounge after this and continue this discussion there.
Yeah, so Ruby, so
What
you
about
and Andrew
projects that
can go to any of the tables. So you need to see.
Yes. Thank you, guys. Let's meet at the table. Session is ending in 30 seconds. Bye bye. See you in the lounge.
Bye-bye.